TubeMogul's been working hard on programmatic video advertising of late. How, for you here in the UK, what is the current lay of the land when it comes to that prospect here in this country?
I think programmatic has grown and expanded over the last kind of 4 to 5 years. In essence, actually programmatic is really buying media through software. I think originally kind of programmatic was somewhat non-transparent and misunderstood. I think as more and more agencies and brands really start to understand the benefits of programmatic through transparency, building scale and control, more and more brands and agencies are really utilising programmatic to deliver on their campaign goals and objectives. This really has expanded out across video, and actually the last quarter we've seen quarter-on-quarter growth of 40% more demand in the UK from Q1 to Q4 in terms of actually demand. That's also seen a 20% increase in terms of CPM and prices. So what we see is continued growth and scale as brands take on board and understand more and more about the benefits of buying media through software.
And how does the evolution of this technology in the UK compare and contrast with other regions that you work in?
I think different regions are at different stages or life cycles of their understanding of programmatic. We've seen huge growth and development in the US, that's continued over the water in terms of the UK. We also see huge growth and development in France as well. And actually France are a much more ambitious and entrepreneurial market. But again, we also see that expansion into Spain, Italy and also Germany now.
So a lot of people are talking about the crossover of programmatic online video ad sales from online media to TV, to the linear screen in the living room. What do you think about that prospect? Is it on the horizon? Is it realistic?
I think that the migration or the growth and expansion from programmatic online to programmatic TV is a reality. If you think about the consumer doesn't live in a single screen household anymore. That world has been disrupted by device fragmentation. And what we're starting to see is brands and agencies looking to reach those customers on any screen, any device. So that's moved and migrated from desktop to mobile, now programmatic TV. Indeed, programmatic TV is an actual reality now in the US. We're actually live with programmatic linear TV. In fact, Mondelez were the first people to actually ever advertise it in the Super Bowl towards the end of last year. And again, in the UK, we start to see more of an evolution with brands like, or broadcasters like Channel 4, starting to really embrace the concept of automation. And programmatic TV for us is really the data-driven automation of audience-based buying. It's using software and data enabling to be much more specific when it comes to reaching their target audiences.
So tell us what the likes of Channel 4 are doing.
So in Channel 4 they've actually opened up to automation their VOD and catch-up TV. It's not yet linear, but it's certainly the first iteration of programmatic or automated trading. I think that's really important. Programmatic TV won't just become an instant reality in markets like the UK because there are nuances when it comes to broadcast and supply. However, broadcasters start to really look at automation and start to embrace the data they have in a way that can actually enable advertisers to be much more specific when it comes to reaching their target audiences.
So we've had some big news in the sector over the last couple of weeks with Verizon's proposed acquisition of AOL, which is seen principally as a way to buy into this emerging programmatic ad sales space. How do you read the proposed acquisition? Is it a validator for this sector?
I think the combination of the acquisition of Verizon and AOL is again another illustration of how software has changed the planning and buying of media nowadays. I think programmatic and buying through software really starts to enable advertising brands to be much more efficient and effective when it comes to buying, and actually technology is really changing how media is being planned and bought. Through software, advertisers can be much more efficient. Through software, they can be buying much more effectively. And the acquisition is really a reflection of that as brands start to scale their opportunity to reaching customers through software.
So Cannes Lions is coming up, and it's an event that historically has celebrated creativity in advertising and is now hearing a lot from technology vendors. Can those two things mesh together?
I think Cannes traditionally comes from creativity, but as we mentioned before, kind of this evolution of media being bought through software really starts combining creativity and technology. In fact, if you look over the last 2 years in Cannes, you would have seen the rise in scale of presence of software companies or technology companies. that will continue to evolve, and actually I think it provides a really interesting opportunity for the creative world to really start to utilise and mix technology and really start to understand how they can be much more targeted, how they can use data in a much more creative and inspirational way.
How important is Cannes to a company such as your own?
Cannes, though based in France, is very much a global event. It's not just the businesses there that are global, but actually the kind of people and influencers that are global. So becoming more and more, it's a place where kind of technology, creativity, agencies and brands start to meet from a global perspective, not just a European perspective.